Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about speaking up and no matter if it makes other people feel uncomfortable. I had to learn this. The older I think that we get tired of certain things. For me, I had a friendship where I don't think I was speaking up at all, really. Like a lot of different things that bothered me. I think that also she wasn't either. This was kind of like how our friendship was. It just, you don't do that because these things are uncomfortable to talk about. We don't want to cause a problem or like an argument or something like that. Very surface level, to say the least. And um, so I'm very much so an advocate of now speaking up when something that either, you feel like is morally wrong, you feel very strongly about this thing, not just glossing over it, pretending that it's okay, any of those things. Not being a yes man and just saying, yes, I agree with something when you don't. Speak up, even if it causes some type of a problem. There should never be really an argument or something like that when these things are how you feel. If you're saying how you feel about a thing and someone has a problem with it, we can talk through it, but that is not your problem that they have a problem with it. And it's not wrong that, you feel this way. you know, how can it be wrong? Because it's how you feel. And at the very least, maybe you guys can talk through it, and you can get your thoughts out, and, you just kind of tell your perspective. But you should never be, um, punished or somehow made to feel ashamed of how you feel. Um, I want to say that in life, I think that we avoid confrontation, and I think that it is so fake. I just think that um, avoiding confrontation is just staying safe all the time in life, and that is just so, it's just weak to me. I also owe it to myself. You owe it to yourself to speak your mind. These are things that you really believe in. These are things that you feel passionately about. And I'm not saying to cause an argument. These are never to cause an argument. But I do feel like you should speak up sometimes. A lot of the times now, even I speak up, especially if it's about like my religious beliefs and someone might be saying something that goes against that. Now, I'm not speaking up so that they can agree with me or anything. I'm not speaking up to argue. I'm not doing any of those things. I'm speaking up because I feel I have an obligation to say, I don't feel that way. I feel this way. Take it or leave it. I said how it was that I felt. Now, this might have something to do with maybe not religious beliefs, but something morally wrong that you might feel that someone's saying that they're going to do or asking about your opinion on. Um, I think that you have a right to not have a right. You owe it to yourself and everybody else to be who you truly are and say truly how you feel, even if it goes against everybody else. That's what being an individual is all about. And I do believe that the way society is, it makes you go along with everybody else. What does everybody else say? Everybody else is doing this. You should do this just like them. No, okay? That is so annoying. All of the societal norms that people hold themselves to a standard to try to fulfill these things. No, I think that you should be true to yourself in your life, even with your career and whatever it is that you want to do. It might not meet this gold standard of everybody else, but as long as you're staying true to yourself, I don't think that you have anything to worry about, nothing to worry about whatsoever. So, yeah, I just wanted to get on camera today and talk about that because, oh, sorry, it really gets on my nerves when I see this happening. And so I just feel like, yeah, if you forgot something to say what's on your mind. Don't hold it in. You owe it to yourself. And I see it as like, if I don't speak up, I feel like I'm betraying myself. I know that that's strong, but you can cause resentment in a friendship, in a relationship, a marriage, when you don't say what's on your mind, because you're the one that this is happening to. Now, a lot of times in friendships too, what people will try to say is, you should have told me. You should have told me when you felt that way. Let me tell you something. I can tell you whenever, because sometimes, you know how you might not understand all the way. There's a delay sometimes in how we feel, and you kind of go over the conversation later in your mind and be like, oh, this kind of came to the surface. I want you to know that no matter how long it has been, I know maybe like a year, that's kind of crazy, but still, you should always be able to say what's on your mind. Now, granted, the other person, they might forget, what happened there, but it still doesn't make it so that you just can't say anything. Oh, you're exempt from talking and saying what you thought about something just because it's been a year, just because it's been 6 months. No, that's kind of a form of gaslighting, in my opinion, because maybe the person just doesn't want to talk about it. They don't want to hear it, anything like that. But I still think that, if it's something that bothers you, if it's something that's on your mind, once again, being true and honest with yourself is bringing it up, talking about it with a friend, and having an open dialogue about these things, because there's something that are on your heart. What's on your heart is important. If I could talk, what's happening with my voice? What is on your heart is important to say. So don't let anybody make you feel uncomfortable or like you can't speak up and say those things. You have a right to say whatever it is that you want to say. And also, if it makes other people uncomfortable, you shouldn't care about that either, because these are your personal convictions. It's somehow what you deem morally wrong or right, or whatever it is, depending on the situation. You feel passionate about this in your mind, and so you do have to speak up. You owe it to yourself to speak up. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to say, to speak up, even though it makes other people uncomfortable. Do not shrink yourself just so that other people will be comfortable. You see how that's unfair, because now you're uncomfortable. You want to say this thing, but just so that you can keep the peace, and just so that you can create an atmosphere that has no turbulence and no issues, you'll just pass by what you want to say or what you think about the thing. No, stop doing that. And yeah, I just think that you would be more happy if you spoke up as well. All right, well, that's my video for today. And on this channel, I talk about a lot of different things, mainly growth and being yourself, not caring what other people think, going against what is societal norms and what's expected of you, because those are illusions in this life, and those are expectations of other people. I think the true way to happiness is knowing your being yourself and who you truly are. So I hope I've encouraged somebody today, and help somebody. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you guys next time, and have a good one. Bye.